Hello all you demons and happy Friday. Now I don't know if you felt it, but I have. The cool breeze, the crunchy leaves, you know, the smell of pumpkin spice latte everywhere. And you know what that means. We have to start going double overtime making this spooky content because it is spooky season. So why not kick it off right with learning how to bake some really fun things. First off, we're gonna be making mummy dogs because it's my personal favorite. My family in general just used to make it a lot during like Halloween parties. So I'm gonna share that recipe with you. It's easy, it's like 2 or 3 steps or something. Now, hot dogs, not really my thing. Mummy dogs, now that's where it's at. First off, you're gonna wash your hands because that's what every good chef does. Second off, you're gonna get your croissant dough and you're also gonna get some hot dogs.
Hi, I'm the Wicked Wiener.
Every time I try to open these things, they either jump scare me or they bait me and then they jump scare me. Also, some of these are like tinfoil wrapped and so they stab underneath your fingernail and it's like the worst freaking... Ugh. That's the real horrors of Halloween. Baking with that type of stuff. Didn't flinch. No reaction. Yeah, you're just gonna... But you're just supposed to roll it out and try to do it as neatly as possible. You know, what I'm doing is terrible. Just try to roll your croissant dough as neatly as possible just so that you can get a nice, like, how would you say it? Like a sheet of dough. You're gonna want to cut off small strips, like bandages almost. It doesn't really matter how thick or thin your bandages are. It just depends on like how much breading you want on each individual mummy dog. We're gonna just go and wrap these guys up. You know, you can do it this way. You can manually do it. I found it a lot easier to do it this way. I haven't been able to get this technical with it, but you can add like where the mummy's eyes would be. You can like morph the dough and then make like a little eye space. So you're gonna get this guy, put him on the baking sheet, and then you're just gonna repeat that about however many times you want, and you're gonna make those mummy dogs. Anybody else excited about the new Universal Studios maze? I haven't been to it yet, but apparently they have Last of Us and The Exorcist. I'm not gonna lie, the moment I hear a clicker, I'm probably gonna like shit my pants and they're gonna be like, Damien, the clicker's near. I'm just like, nah. So I have actually run out of hot dogs. I used them a lot because I was doing a test run just to make sure, you know, I didn't burn anything to the ground. So some time ago, my friends came up with these and it's like little cutouts. There's like a little ghost, a little knife, and oh, a mosquito. And a little skull. So I'm just gonna make little puff pastries of those, considering I've kind of wrapped up all the hot dogs that I need. Now I'm just gonna cut some of these guys out just because I want a little ghost. Maybe we get a little ghost pastry in there because sometimes you don't want the hot dog. Sometimes you just want the sweet croissant. Sweet croissant. Look at that. I feel spooky already. Ooh. This isn't really my costume that I'm gonna be wearing for Halloween. This is just something that I made like last second for Oogie Boogie Bash. It's that little like Halloween party that they have over at Disneyland. And my sister, she went as Melina and I was like, okay, well, I guess I can go as Scorpion. And I was looking online and all of the Scorpion outfits are like $30. And I was like, okay, don't get me wrong, you know, if you're paying for quality or time, but no, I looked at the reviews and they were like, this was paper mache. This was just cardboard that washed off as soon as my child cried on me because of how terrible I looked. So, went down to Michael's, got myself like less than $20 worth of fabric because the lady was nice and she gave me the coupon code, and boom, I just put this together. I feel like Bigfoot, if he is real, just kind of does pranks, you know, because honestly, that's what I'd do. Wait, that leads me to another thing. Aliens, confirmed by the government? What is that about? There's a bunch of speculation around it, like, oh, they're just telling you that to lead you off the trail of some bigger scheme or plot, and I'm just like, they still said it. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what is unfolding and things like that, whether it's like, just for that to be said, and then Mexico's government coming out with like, yeah, the guy's right here. Like, you want to see him? We got the body. You want to see a dead alien body? It's just like bonkers to think about. Like, we are truly in the weirdest timeline. Come on, I'm just trying to have some spooky ghost in my dough. I feel like everybody's able to ghost hunt, but not many YouTubers. Oh, look guess we didn't need any more dough. You know, it's fine. I just wanted some really nice, cool puff pastries, but whatever. All right, so the oven has been preheated to 375, and it asks us to cook it in there for 15 minutes. So, fast forward. The moment of truth. How did these come out? Let's look at the ghost first. I feel like that's gonna be the best. Oh! Look at it! It's so ghost-like. Woo! Enough of how it looks. How does it taste? Deliciable. Now let's see how our other things came out. We have dough heart thingy. This was supposed to be a knife. Let's see what it came out to be. It looks like a swan thingy. And then we have the skull. Nice. You know, honestly, not too bad. This is how they should come out. Get off! There we go. Like that. And they just look like little mummy guys. You know, nutritionally, we ain't talking about that. But, you'll have a snack. We're gonna be moving over to the dessert of severed hand turnovers. So step one in our severed hand turnovers, we're gonna get some pie crust. I was lazy, I got some pre-made pie crust because why? Because I can. So we're gonna put our hand down. You're gonna very carefully outline your hand with the knife, and of course, be very careful. I cannot stress that enough. And if you are a minor, do this under the supervision of a adult. Because why? Because I will not be liable for any damage you may do to yourself. Now let's just shoot. And you should have something similar to this if you did it right. So I decided to go a little bigger than my fingers because I wanted to be safer, but also because you want to be able to fit as much filling as you can in there. Now, I do not have a roller. I don't have a rolling pin. Could you believe that? I've gone years without a rolling pin. Why? Probably just to spite whoever tells me to get a rolling pin. I'm gonna work the dough, and that's gonna take a little bit. Work the dough. This is when I wish I had like a cat that I can just automatically put here. Can cats be used as cooking implements, you know? Could you just put one up on like the countertop and then just like, of course, cover something because you don't want litter in the food. Just cover them up with little cat gloves and then just be like, yeah, need that dough. Do it. I need 3 turnovers by tomorrow morning, now. I don't know why my dough is going long ways instead of lengthways, but hey. Can somebody please expand my dough on that x-axis? I'm so happy. Mom, if you're watching this, don't watch this. You can fast forward. I'll put a timestamp in the video of when you can start watching again. You trust me, right? Awesome! Oh, my hands are all buttery. It's okay. I'll just lick them afterwards. I'm kidding. Oh yeah, I guess I should also add that it should probably, it doesn't, I'm such an idiot. I was gonna say you should probably do it on the same hand so you have a mirrored copy, but you know, it doesn't really matter. High five! See, and then if you're real lonely, what you can do is just interlock your hands with your dough and just be like, it's okay, Mr. Potato Man. We'll build a life together. You know, now that I'm realizing it, you know, putting my hand in danger's way wasn't probably, you know, necessary, because I could have just, you know, imagined how a hand looked. It's okay, it's fine. So we're gonna get some Smucker's jelly up in here, and we're gonna open up our dark cherries. Maybe the pizza thing works with just dough. This is how baking should be learned, you know? You don't need a book. You don't need years of experience passed through generations. Just gotta grab some dough and start flipping in the air, and then the next thing you know, boom, you make a hand turnover, or a really terrible creation. And hey, who knows? Maybe at some point in history, a really terrible creation was like French fries, or like chocolate. And they're like, no, run that back. How'd you mess it up? And then he's like, well, here. And he put like peanut butter in the chocolate. And they're like, oh my God. And then everybody started breakdancing. I'm gonna try to get some in the fingers because I feel like if you just bite into a finger and just have it be all doughy, you know, context is very important here. If you bite into a severed hand turnover finger and it's just nothing but flaky crust, you know, I don't imagine that would be very delectable. I just imagine you'd be like, oh, so good. It's just like, it's like the curse of the pharaoh. You've got nothing but dust in your mouth. So after you do that, in order to make sure that they close, I would highly suggest getting like a fork and then just pressing the sides down. Let me go grab mine. My wraps are about to start getting into the food. Otherworldly spirits, may I call upon you? Otherworldly. Ta-da! And they're gone. Okay, so now let's get to. Oh my goodness. Yeah, those wraps might have been a little tight. So now we're gonna work with it. I overstuffed this one, but hey, I have multiple crusts, so you know, next time I'll be better about that. But let's just, I think the fingers are just supposed to be the crunchy bits. Wow, this sounds like I'm making something for Leatherface. The fingers are supposed to be the crunchy bits, I've learned. Everything else is just supposed to be filled to the brim with sugary goodness. I feel like it's almost better that I don't know how to make anything. Because then it's like, haha, David's about to blow himself up with the oven. It's okay, I think it's funny too, you can laugh. Now that we've learned from our first hand, we learned firsthand. That's such a terrible joke. Now that we've learned from our first hand on what not to do, we're gonna go make our second hand, but it's gonna actually be, you know, a lot better. Hand endangerment part 2, go. I feel like it's kind of become a accidental tradition to post a baking video every, like, I guess, every spooky season. I don't know why it works out that way. It's just sort of like my brain, my lizard brain connects to something in the wilderness, and it's just like, I must make baked goods. Does anybody else like that? Do you guys feel a little chill and you go, ooh, baked goodies? Yeah, woo! Oh, that was so close. It's okay, I swear I'm good with knives. Although there was this time that I accidentally stapled myself when I was making a solar oven in elementary school. You know, like, nobody was really helping me and I was just kind of winging it, and they're like, yeah, just make a solar oven. And to me that was like, a solar oven. Little did I know it was just kind of using reflection. But I just remember being like, oh my gosh, like, a solar oven, how do I do this? What part of the sun are we using? When does the nuclear radiation happen? I just remember being like, oh, okay, the professor told me to staple this down, so I should probably staple it. And I had the staple in this hand, pretend this is the staple, and I went like, stupidly thinking, oh, staples go flat when you staple them. Yeah, they go flat because they have a hard surface underneath, Damien. So that hard surface didn't exist. Instead, it was my nice, soft, fleshy hand, and I stapled my hand on accident. But it didn't go in there really like hard or anything. It's not like some crazy horror story. It just sort of like hurt, and I was like, oh, not doing that again. And yeah, since then I'm proud to say that I have not burned my hand. Since then I'm proud to say that I have not stapled my hand. I know the bar is so low on that. You know, I'm gonna do a little patchwork right here because I'm noticing I have a hole in my hand, so I'm gonna just... I have a hole in my hand, just like in elementary school, making the solar oven. I swear I've learned from that. So I'm gonna put this guy on here now, and boom! We have got 2 hands ready to go. So the instructions say to put these in there for about 10 to 12 minutes, so I'm gonna do just that and be back. Oh my gosh, don't you just love it when you open up the oven and it's just like, and you're like, yep, I'm baking. It is official, our hand pies are done. Are you ready to see it? These are how they came out. And honestly, I'm not too disappointed. Of course, the one on this side definitely got, you know, it blew up. Because it didn't really have the, ooh, that's still kind of hot. It didn't have the proper seal. Meanwhile, the one on the right actually, you know, seems pretty good. So I'm actually gonna try a taste test. I'm gonna chop a finger off and I'm gonna see how it came out. Oh, Okay, so initially it's not wanting to separate off of the wax paper because no duh, I kind of welded it with the juice and stuff. It's okay, a little wax paper never hurt anybody's immune system. It's probably gonna be some terrible study about how wax paper is just like the worst thing for you. All right, we got a good amount of jam, a good amount of cherry. Probably not the best way to check a temperature, but let's see how it goes. Okay, hold on. I'm going back for seconds. That was actually really good. You know, aside from it being all disgustingly stuck to the wax paper that I probably should have buttered or not added at all, really good. Listen, to all you baking, you know, knowledgeable people out there, I don't know what the best way to cook these things on a pan would be. I don't know if it would be better to do it on wax paper, without wax paper. I don't know. Maybe I just need baby tears to oil up the pan. You guys are alchemists to a certain degree. But what I made, functionally pretty freaking good. One problem though. They won't unstick from the pan without me absolutely destroying them. Because wax paper and highly heated sugar just, don't mix because, it kind of makes a super glue. But, hey, they look pretty and they're probably going to taste really good. Thank you all so much for sticking around and watching this catastrophe. If you guys like this video, please leave a like down there below and don't forget to comment any cooking tips maybe. That would be very helpful on cooking more severed hand pies. And yeah, if you want to see more cooking disasters or spooky content like this, hit subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Stay spooky. Bye-bye.